Okay, today I have something to show you that I probably should have done months ago when I released it. It never occurred to me to make a video to go along with it. So one of my side hobbies is I do a little bit of development for iOS, and I came up with an app that has actually been done before. I just like the way mine works a little bit better than others. I made a board foot calculator that you can install on your iPhone. I don't have an Android version of it yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to make one. That's still up in the air. But I just wanted to show the app and just kind of show how it works, how I use it. I like it. I use it myself all the time when I go to the lumber store. But if you're in the market for a board foot calculator and you happen to use an iPhone or an iPod, I just wanted to show this app as one possible solution. The name of the app is BoardCalc. Not a great name, but every other name I thought of was already taken. And there are lots of other board calculators out there. Most of them are free, some of them are paid. I personally like mine better just because of the way that I enter the data. I think it's easier than having to open up a number pad to enter the thickness, and then a separate one to do the width, and then to do the length, and then to do the price. I'm only having to do that for the price. So the first thing I'll mention about it is I do have two versions. As far as functionality goes, they're identical. The only difference is that one of them is paid, and it's 99 cents. The other one has exactly the same functionality, but it has an ad bar across the bottom. They're not really obtrusive ads, they're just there on the bottom, but just in case you don't like that, there is the 99-cent version that you can go with. First, I want to show you what it actually looks like on the device. So I've got two different sized iPhones here, just so you can see how it looks depending on what size of a device you might have. I've got an iPhone 4S and then an iPhone 7 Plus. The layout is essentially the same, but of course the screen sizes are significantly different. And I tried to make the interface such that it didn't matter what size of a device you were on, you would still be able to use it. So if you have an iPhone that's running at least iOS 9.2, I think, or newer, you should be able to install and run this app, whether it's an iPhone, iPod. If it's an iPod Touch, it should work. I think you can install it for the iPad. That's the one-size screen that the interface does not scale well for. Not yet, anyway. I'm going to zoom in real quick just so you can see. This is on the iPhone 4S, and this is the whole interface. There isn't any other screen to go to. Everything is right here. There's the ad bar across the bottom. And then here it is on a bigger device. You still have the ad bar, but it stays out of the way. I'll also show you the paid version. See, the paid version is identical, except it doesn't have the ad bar across the bottom. And on the smaller iPhone, I think it does improve it a little bit if you're on the paid one, because that ad bar does touch the enter button just a little bit. I just want to show you real quick how I use the app if you decide to try it. So when you first open the app, there's a couple things that it needs in order to provide you with the board foot calculation. And of course, you can use your regular calculator if you want, but then you've got to put in the inches, you've got to put in the thickness, you've got to have the length in inches, multiply that all together, divide it all by 144, then multiply it by the price per board foot. This will do a lot of that work for you, and instead of having to type all of the information in, we use scroll wheels to, I think, make it a little bit easier. It defaults to 4/4 stock. That's what I normally use. And I'm just going to measure this piece of walnut real quick. So I already know this is 4/4, so I don't need to bother with the thickness. Then the width, just measure the width. And we're at 5 7/8. I'm just going to call it 6 inches. So you just scroll till you get to 6 inches on the width. And then it wants the length in feet and inches. That way you don't have to convert it to just pure inches. If it's 5'7", put in 5'7". Alright, and this board is 4 feet, 6 inches long. If I were doing this on a regular calculator, I would have to change that 4 feet, 6 inches to 54 inches. On my app, I don't need to. So I'll just plug in 4 feet, 6 inches. So first, scroll down to 4 feet. Scroll to 6 inches. We have all of our measurements entered. Then just hit right here to put in your price per board foot. I'm going to say I found a really good deal on walnut, and I found it for $4 a board foot. That's not even close to what I normally can find it for. It's usually in the $7 to $8 range. Once you have your board foot price entered, you can close the number pad if you want to. You don't need to. And then just hit enter, and it's going to tell you how many board feet that board was and what the price is before tax. One other thing this will do, let's say you had 4 boards, all the same price, then you can just, under quantity, hit the plus arrow, get it up to 4 of them, hit enter again. It'll give you the board foot measurement for the individual board as well as all of the boards put together. So in this case, the individual board would have been 2.25 board feet. For the 4 of those, it's 9 board feet. And then it'll also give you the price breakdown per board, $9, total $36. So it's just handy to kind of quickly figure out an estimate of what the lumberyard is going to charge you for those boards. One other thing with this is whenever you launch the application, it's just going to start from scratch. So you don't have to erase any old information that might have been there unless you've left the app open the whole time. Then it'll still have that last value. But then you're ready to go. Anyway, that is BoardCalc. I'm happy with it. There's nothing groundbreaking here. I just prefer the interface. I think it's intuitive and a little quicker and easier to use than the other apps that are out there that I've tried. So if you have an iPhone, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. If you have tried my app, thank you. I would also be interested in any feedback you may have, things you like, things you don't like, if you've encountered any bugs. That sort of thing would be really handy. If you want to just drop that in the comments, or you could shoot it to me on Twitter at SawdustIsLife. Thanks for watching.